So Zachary, congrats on Teddy's Christmas. I thought it was a really cute and sweet movie. And
Nice.
what I like about the character Teddy is, we see him. He has that very inflated ego. He wants to go to a rich household, and it kind of sets up the life lessons really well. Because if you have that kind of attitude, you'll just never be happy. Somebody will always be better off than you if you're going to compare yourself to that. Can you just speak to Teddy and kind of the lessons at play here? Because I thought that was a really touching part of the film.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was one of my favorite things about the movie, which was that you would think a movie, Teddy's Christmas, you would think meeting Teddy's immediately going to kind of understand his purpose, or like, he's a teddy bear. He's meant for cuddling and for love, and but no, you meet him and he's actually got this little ego, and he's like, well, I want to go see the world. I want to go do all these things, and this little girl, she doesn't have money. Kids don't have money. Adults have money. I want to go. So it was a fun little twist on it for me. And then of course, because then you get the character arc and what Teddy learns along the way, which is in fact just that he's a teddy bear. Like his incredible gift to bring to the world, and particularly to this young girl, or kids, or humans in general, is to be that form of love, that touchstone, that cuddly thing that warms your heart. And I think that through this amazing little adventure that he gets to go on, that's a really cool journey of learning, and that's all wrapped up in this wonderful holiday movie that also has just a lot of just great family value and love and messaging, so yeah, that's kind of Teddy's that is Teddy's adventure, learning that there are far more important things than money, and finding one's true purpose, and for him that happens to be this conduit of love. Like, what an amazing thing that is.
Yeah, you wonderfully sum that up. And is that kind of what drew you to the project? How did you come on board?
Yeah. I mean, essentially what drew me to the project, it's always, the material and all that stuff, but also I was honored. Like, I've never done that I can remember. I'm pretty sure I've never done another dubbed. Like, I've done English movies, and there are wonderful actors in other countries that dub my voice, but I've never been the dubber. I've been the dubbee. And so it was really kind of fun to have these folks reach out and say, hey, we have this wonderful little movie, and we need an English actor, American actor, to do the English voice for it, and we think you're the guy. And I was like, well, that's really cool, and again, I've got nephews and so many honorary nieces and nephews for many, many years. And so making, family entertainment is something that's always been, kind of close to my heart.
Yeah, and this is such a cozy Christmas movie that's perfect to watch with the whole family. And
Yeah.
Christmas films have such a huge tradition in cinema. So what does it mean to be, contributing to that great legacy of Christmas movies, which, everybody has their favorites and everybody always sits around in the holidays and watches some.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's kind of one of the coolest honors, if you can make something that's a holiday film and that people find and they hold on to, because I mean, not that there's not obviously seasonal viewing of different types of things. There's Thanksgiving-ish movies, although those kind of blend into the holiday and Christmas movies. There are even some Halloween movies or Fourth of July movies like Independence Day or whatever. I don't know, things that you would come back around on yearly, perhaps, to watch. But Christmas is the biggest of all of that, because we're sitting around with family and friends, and we want to sit and watch a movie together. And like, It's a Wonderful Life for me is one of those movies. I love it. It's an incredible film. Jimmy Stewart was an incredible actor. I mean, everybody in the film was great, and Frank Capra directing it and all that. But I always dreamed of being able to have something so seminal that it is what people watch every Christmas, because it just brings them that kind of warmth. It brings them that kind of joy and hope, all the things that the holidays are supposed to bring. And I do think that Teddy's Christmas has all those elements in it, So hopefully people find it this holiday season and they enjoy it, and then it's something like, you know what, we're going to hold on to that because we want to watch it next holiday season and the next holiday season, and maybe even in between. Who knows? You know what? Watch it for 4th of July, guys, even though it has nothing to do with this Teddy or the country of Norway. Watch it for the 4th of July. It's going to be great.
There you go. And you spoke about family-friendly films being, close to you, and you've done some great ones of those lately. You've done some movies that have inspired. What's kind of your process when you select which roles you're taking? What's your thought process there?
Well, normally the first thing is this something that's going to be enjoyable for me in the acting process? Will it be challenging? Will it be a new thing I've never gotten to do before? This was a new thing I've never gotten to do before. I go into I've done voiceover, but I've done me being the original voice. So it's a very different type of process. You just get to kind of talk, and you can ad lib a little bit, and anything's usable. But this process was really interesting because it was a very unique challenge of going in there and finding the same tone and style and emotion and all of that, that the first incredible actor and team of actors, they all brought to the table, right? But doing it in your own voice, but also having to, best you can, match the mouth of Teddy while you're doing it. So all of that was like a really cool, interesting challenge. I was like, okay, that checks that box. And I think the material is, good and wholesome. So that checks that box. The creative team behind it, I thought was wonderful, and they had made, again, a really great initial film. And so knowing I was in those good hands, that checked that box. And again, ultimately something that brings joy to people, that either is bringing joy and big smiles and warmth in that way, or doing dramas and doing things that really gut people and just touch them on the deepest levels and shine a light on something important either in the world or in their own life, and or both. So all of those things typically are way into how I take a job. Sometimes location, well, always location, but sometimes it weighs big. Like, let's say I'm rehashing a type of role that I've already played before, but the money's good and it shoots in Fiji for a couple of months, and it's like a little paid vacation. It's like, great, I'll go play a role that I've kind of already played before if I get to go hang out in Fiji for a couple of months. And so there's all of those types of factors that all weigh in, and then you literally just weigh it all. You go, okay, well, this works, yeah, okay, cool, let's go do that.
That makes sense. And whenever I'm driving, I always see this lovely adoption billboard that features Shazam and all the kids there. How great is it that those movies, they're kind of the legacy of those films as being this great icon for adoption and these blended families. That has to be incredible to see it, making a real world impact as well.
Absolutely, man. It's honestly one of the coolest things about that job and about those films and about our family, literally the Shazamly, which was all of us. Talk about a mixed family. I mean, it's not in the traditional mixed family sense, but all of us actors, both old and young, all, and their parents of the kids, and we're all just coming together and trying to bring these roles to life, but in service of this fictional but true to life mixed family of adopted children and the foster care system, and being able to shine that light and kind of tell a story from a different perspective, and the representation that comes with that, the amount of foster kids or children who are in the foster care system or who are adopted that have never really seen themselves on the screen, and all of a sudden now it's an entire family of superheroes that represent them. And also, I just think I'm really proud of the inclusivity of just all of the representation we were able to put into the story. Even when it comes to the rainbow of ethnicity that we could put on that screen, and also Freddie being special needs in a handicap. I'm actually, what is the term for that now? I'm not even sure what is the actual nomenclature. It's not special needs, is it? more
I think handicapped is correct.
handicapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, disabled, or I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the point is, to be able to put all those little bits and pieces in there to allow people to, again, feel more seen in ways that they might not have otherwise.
And then my last question for you. I know you've always shown respect to video games, and one of your most famous voice roles was Flynn and Tangled, and you got to reprise that for Kingdom Hearts 3 a couple years ago.
Yeah.
How was it kind of reprising that for Kingdom Hearts? Because that'd be cool. I know you're a gamer.
Yeah, it was super cool. I actually have never played any of the Kingdom Hearts games. I missed the boat on the first one, and then it was kind of, you know what I mean? It's like if you miss the first, you're kind of, oh, maybe I'll get there one day. But I was always tracking it. I always knew it was like this cool, Sony, Disney, mashup collaboration and all these different Disney characters. And so then when the third one was being made, which also I was aware took a very long time between 2 and 3, like it was a big, big jump. So people were very much like, really, really jonesing for it. So it was really cool that they included Tangled in that, and that the diehard fans who had been waiting so passionately and patiently for it really dug that. You know what I mean? Because it's cool for me as a gamer and as Flynn that Flynn gets to be in a video game, but it's only as cool as it is enjoyable for the actual audience. Because if the audience was like, meh, then I'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I'm in your game because I don't, but they did it really well. But it was really interesting though, because I had, based on whatever the rules or laws or whatever are of the recording that was in the movie, even though I was saying the exact same lines most of the time, like word for word, exact same line, they couldn't take it from the movie and put it in the video game. I had to re-record it new. And I was so, my mind was boggled, like, by the way, that's fine. I mean, I'm happy to go and get paid and do it. But I just thought there has to be an easier way to do this. You're just using exactly the same dialogue. But anyway, that was just kind of an interesting part of the journey. All in all, really, really cool, man. And eventually I am going to play some Kingdom Hearts, especially 3, because, obviously I got to go check that out, and probably with my nephews at some point.